What's up guys, it's Cliffhanger. So this riff is kind of a sneaky, fun little riff to play, and if you like the pentatonic box or are already fluent in the pentatonic box, then this one will be really fun for you. And if you're still learning the pentatonic box, well, this is a great exercise or way to practice kind of unlocking more of that pentatonic box and getting used to moving your fingers around inside of it. So with most of my lessons, I like to start off with a backing track or something that we can play the riff to. The backing track in this, or the rhythm, goes like this. This is just using bar chords, and what you want to do is slide up from A sharp to the C, and it gives it that kind of sludgy, kind of grunge vibe a little bit, that doomy kind of feel. Make sure that you add those mutes for the extra flavor within the riff. Now this riff, like I said, is a very pentatonic heavy riff. I'm going to play it slow and break it down because it is using all notes in the C pentatonic, but is using some unconventional ones, like the 4th fret here on the A string, which is a C sharp. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Obviously, that is a really long stretch. You've got the C going all the way here to the 9th fret on the A, which is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fret stretch here. It is really good for loosening the fingers. The more and more that you do that, it's going to loosen your fingers a bit. You start on the C note, and you anchor that finger down. It's a good exercise in keeping that index finger anchored. You're going to go to the 6th fret on the A string, and then you're going to go skip a fret from the 7th to the 8th string. Then you're going to go to the 9th fret, and then jump up to the 10th fret, but that would be an 8-note skip. Instead of going back to the C, the anchor note is going to slide up to the 4th fret C sharp. So it's still pentatonic, but it gives it that weird, unique kind of bite, that kind of weird feel. That is really stretchy on the hand. It's like totally, really a crazy stretch. So you don't have to do that. You can actually achieve the same notes with a slightly different voicing if you go to the 8th fret on the E string, which is also a C. You hear it's the same note. Keep that finger anchored, and I would use my ring finger, and keep that finger anchored, and use your index finger on the A string to follow that same pattern up as if we were doing the riff here. You're just going to keep your ring finger anchored on this C note instead of this C note, which sounds like this. That last one, you're going to go to this C sharp instead of this one. So. You hear it's a slightly different voicing from the one up here. It sounds a little bit different here. And if you wanted to practice a good stretch, keeping this C as your root note is the crazy stretch. Woo! So that's the first part of the riff, but then I thought to myself, like, well, it would be really cool if it did like kind of a harmonizing part to that, which gives it this kind of Tool feeling. To me, when I hear that riff, I'm like, I was immediately thinking like, oh, that kind of sounds like a Tool song or something like that. And it's just a cool harmony. That riff goes like this. And so what makes this riff kind of cool is that we are still using the anchoring technique of keeping our ring finger anchored here on this C, which is a third C this time, but an octave up on the G string, this note here. which is the same note as this. And we are now going to go one note below it to the 5th fret on the D string, which is a G. And that becomes your droning note. So we're going to hit the G 3 times. That jump, when you go to here, you're going to go from 3, 6, 7, and then 6 on the B. It feels like you want to go to the 5th fret, but it's kind of cool and interesting if we jump to the 6 to the 7. And I would practice doing that over and over again. It's a really good exercise for keeping your fingers nice and loose. It's all in the dexterity of the pinky. One more time, the whole riff sounds like this. So cool, there's a really fun pentatonic run that I made up. If you enjoyed this, you can get the tabs for it on my Patreon. If that's where you follow along better, be sure to check that out. There's a link in the description. Remember, with this riff, the key is to really keep one of those fingers anchored, the C note anchored when you're doing this riff, and that is really the glue to the whole thing. For the lower octave, keep your index finger glued on the 3rd fret of the A string, which is the C note. And for the higher octave version of it, or the harmony of it, you're going to keep your ring finger planted on the C note on the G string. Keep that finger planted there the whole time, and it's going to make the riff a whole lot easier for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Cliffhanger, and if you're interested in more guitar lesson videos, well, be sure and check these ones out here.